Hi, lovers and leaders. Welcome to another time with me, Dr. Sarah. I thought to kind of just get into the chat of our Tabitha Brown, Sister Tabitha Brown. There was a video that she made. It was a short video basically talking about, um, people should go back to work, especially if, you're planning or your aspirations to do business is not working. She was alluding to, some of you are are paying Peter to pay Paul. I don't know who she was really talking to, but it definitely triggered a lot of people, right? It really did. And I can understand that. It was interesting. There was a lot of black women also got triggered. And I understand that because the messenger was black, right? Um, I found the message a tad hypocritical, right? Because she is a well-known businesswoman, right? I haven't forgotten what happened early in the year with Target, right? I don't know if I should really give my 2 cents about that part, but what I'll just say right now is the fact that the reason why I believe that a lot of black women got triggered by it, because the reality is that black women in the workplace go through a lot of microaggressions, all right? Some more than others, all right? I've experienced some. I've also experienced workplaces that are really great, like really healthy minded people, okay? But I've also experienced certain places where there are some microaggressions, right? And I just thank God, at some point I had to learn emotional intelligence. I had to separate my emotions from those people and not take it personally and really be a leader in those moments and leader over my emotions or what I was thinking. But the reality is black women were triggered because black women have been, emotionally abused in the workplace. This is what I truly believe. And they're like, are you talking to me, Tabitha? Because let me tell you something. I don't want to go back to that job. I don't want to go back to a workplace. I don't fit in. And that's what happens a lot, even as and many of you know, I'm an industrial organizational psychologist. So that really studies certain, very psychological interactions between the person and their job and the person in their work environment. And the thing is, even from experience, you can have a really good job, but if you're not planted in the right culture, it's going to be like hell or uncomfortable. And you may not feel like you're growing, right? So no, Tabitha, you need to be really do your research before you give that type of message, especially, ma'am, when you are an entrepreneur. And I would have thought someone like you would be encouraging people to do entrepreneur. And I think she probably has done a video about, pursuing your dreams and still have a job. I'm like, well, weren't you the one telling us earlier this year about, your products in Target are not selling? Well, okay. Well, you need to go and get a second job and then still sell your products. How about that? How about that? Quiet as it's kept, okay? In my humble opinion, I think that Tabitha Brown had a team conversation with her people, and they were looking at some sales forecasts, and they said, you know what, Q1 we ain't selling, Q2 we ain't selling, Q3 we ain't selling, Q4 we need to do something and sell. We have paid a lot of overhead, all right, to get these products on the shelf. And I'm sure they had this roundtable discussion to figure out, why is Tabitha's target audience not like buying her products? Why? I'm sure they probably thought, well, is it the right marketing mix? The right pricing mix? Are we not saying the right thing? Did we not research the right products for this season of our target audience? And I'm sure they were like, no, everything is fine. No, everything is fine. So then someone must have said, so why aren't our target audience buying our stuff? Someone may have said, well, maybe they just don't have enough disposable income anymore. And someone must have said, yeah, I guess you're right. They don't have enough disposable income. But why don't they have enough disposable income? Well, they don't have enough money. Why don't they have enough money, Bob? Oh, they don't have enough money because they're not working. They're not working. So there you see their spokeswoman, CEO, comes in front of the camera and tells everybody, go back to work. Why? Because without you all, me included, but I don't buy her products. I haven't. Anyway, without you all working your 9 to 5, instead of you really, putting your efforts in your own business, your money is not buying her products. In my opinion, I'm saying this, low key, thinking like an entrepreneur, okay? And her being, smart, or someone in her camp smart, they said, you know what? We got to get the people back to work again because we need their dollars. They need to buy. So my opinion would be, please don't be paying Peter to pay Paul, robbing Peter to pay Paul. I'm not about that either. We don't want you to be homeless or in poverty because for the sake of business or, some other reason that you could avoid. But my thing is, if you decide to get a job or you are keeping a job, and whenever she comes on a video again and pushes out a product, I would encourage you to save your dollars. And instead of keep, buying products here and there, again, listen, I'm not against supporting other women, but I am pro supporting women on their journeys of business acumen, all right? I would save your money instead of spending your money on other people's products and seeing them win and going on their journey with them. Put your own money into your own business, okay? Create your own venture fund, okay? And fund your business and don't be funding somebody else's business. I'm sorry, I just got rather irked that an entrepreneur who was having issues selling her products in Target early this year that needs your dollars and mine from our jobs, she was like, go back to work instead of doing your business. But yeah, my spirit of discernment was just like, yeah, there's another reason why she wants you to go back to work, to buy her products. My opinion, it could be unpopular. It's my opinion. But what I'm going to encourage you again, with your black dollars, reinvest in yourself. And if you do want a business, I am so pro that. Check out my services if you need some encouragement for that and some strategic guidelines how to do that. But that money you get, whether you decide to get a second job, a third job, right, to fuel your business, keep your black dollars and invest in your black business. Just saying. Until next time, love and light. I'll see you in the next video.